Joining me right now to help you get a restaurant quality meal in your home, we've got the MASHA, and Dom's joining me right now. G'day, Dom.
Hello, Peter. Good to see you.
Yeah, fantastic to have you at TVSN. Now, some great news for today during PM. We're going to be showing everyone's going to get this delivered for free.
That's right. It's Christmas.
I know. Very exciting, free delivery. Dom, I'm so excited to hear about this. Yeah. This is something you've designed.
That's right. We developed it. We've designed quite a few products in the past, but our wives said to us, if you really want to solve a problem for us, make us something that does that restaurant quality mash, takes all the time and the effort and the hard work out of mashing potatoes. It's something that all of us enjoy it. We all do it all the time, but it's actually one of those last manual jobs in the kitchen.
Yeah, well, I was really keen to find out firstly, and I was talking to Tony, our buyer, just earlier, and, you know, there's stick blenders and things like that out there, but this is very different.
Very
and I want
different.
to point that out straight away.
Absolutely. It's nothing
What's very
like
different, firstly, about the design?
Well, that's right. The point is that any time you starch or potatoes, you want to totally steer away from anything with a sharp blade, and that's high speed.
Okay.
Because what happens with the starch grains is when you use a high-speed blade, it actually cuts the grains of starch, it releases what's called amylose, and that imparts that glue-like consistency.
Okay, so that's where I've been going wrong.
That's right. Anybody who's ever tried a stick mixer or a food processor knows that you'll just get glug.
Yes.
So this is a totally different concept. This is actually much more like a motorised version of a ricer or a food mill, and what we're actually doing is actually forcing the ingredients through this outer slot. We're not cutting at all. It's quite low speed. You can see the speed that we're going at here.
Okay.
And what it's actually doing with this rotor is pushing the ingredients out through these sides.
Through this design.
That's right. So you can see the blade releases very easily, which is all for clean-up. But you can see it's actually a polymer blade. It's not sharp. It's actually safe for kids.
Good. Get them busy in the kitchen. Get those kids to work.
Exactly.
Now, this is only, I should just point out the details for you on your screen, 46204. It's just $69.50. Great Christmas gift idea. Absolutely. And it's free delivery for PM viewers. So you've got about 40 minutes to make your purchase and secure free delivery. But if you love the perfect mash, you can never do it yourself. You never get it right. It's lumpy, it's runny, it's gluey, it's yucky. Right. You haven't been using the correct equipment, and that is why MASHA is here. And the inventor, Dom's here to help us out. But it's not just MASHA. We will talk about, you know, you can do guacamole, you can do some great baby foods, purees.
Absolutely, baby food, and then also into some pastries as well, rubbing butter into flour. So it actually has a lot of uses to make life easier.
Brilliant. So not just for mashed potato, but let's check it out how this works. I think I might have to put it to the test.
Exactly, you should. Why don't you? We'll grab onto that. What we'll do is we'll add a little bit of pepper. And some butter. You can always use olive oil if you're watching your weight, if that's you like. And we'll add some milk as well. There we go. And then what we do is we just hold the trigger on, up and down, just like a normal process. Push through.
This is my very first go at this, guys. And I have not used this before, but of course I am not really renowned, Dom, in the kitchen for much magic, but I think I'll be able to handle this.
Well, the thing is that even though it's the same motion as a normal hand masher, as the blade's spinning, it's doing the work for you. So it's actually gliding through that mash, isn't it? It's not actually a hard work.
No, very easy.
And now the key to this is not only does it save time, and that's one big thing, but it wouldn't be any good if it didn't produce the great quality results. We all want the great results, and I think a lot of men in the house take over the mashed potato because it's a source of pride. And so there's good news and bad news. The good news is it'll produce the best mash you've ever had. The bad news is everybody will be able to do it in the whole household. So that's done, yeah, absolutely. In fact, as soon as the blade goes through the potato, it's actually done. The only reason why you keep going is to make sure you get all the bits in the bowl.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And unfortunately, the one thing, can I just show you, just in terms of clean-up here, when you've finished, just leave it running as you come out. We just pop the head off like this, and we scrape it on the edge of the bowl. Fantastic. And as you can see, very little...
Minimal waste.
Yeah, got a little bit stuck in there, but as you can see, very little waste, and that means very quick clean-up.
Well, you know what, it's all about the taste, though.
Exactly.
Right, may I?
Absolutely, yeah. Well,
now,
you did
have
it.
a look.
Hope it's good.
Just have a look at this, folks. The most perfect mash you can get. I did this. Can't believe
in seconds, yep.
I mean, the rule is you're not obviously to use your metal blades if you can.
No, nothing high speed. Whoop.
Smooth.
And that's the thing,
Smooth.
and it's guaranteed every single time it will do exactly the same job.
No lumps.
There will be no lumps.
No lumps, no chunks, no nothing, no gluey. That's restaurant quality. No, 10 out of 10.
Absolutely. And it does it every time, so...
Okay, I must say, if anybody, I've got to say, you've sold me. I want one. My producer wants one. And look, I love mashed potato too.
Yeah, well, that's the great thing about mashed potato. Although, yes, it's not a meal in itself, it goes with so many different things. People use it, your classic, your bangers and mash, or your beef stroganoffs, or anything with a lovely sauce. It takes that sauce. Or if you're just going to have a lovely steak or a piece of salmon on top. And the other great thing about mash is that you can just add so many different flavours to it. You can add your garlic, which of course is
I was going to ask that about garlic, yes.
But then your horseradishes, your mustard if you're going to have a steak. If you're having a piece of salmon, try a bit of wasabi. It's one of those, it's great, but then you can add the fresh herbs. You've got chives or some coriander or some spring onions, you know. It takes flavours so well, and you can actually create the mash for the dish that you're having.
That's the best mash I've ever had. I'll be completely honest. It is unbelievable. It's so
very
smooth.
And unfortunately, that's why we can't show the viewers at home, but it's very, very easy. But the most important thing is that it's the result. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, excuse me.
Now, of course,
indulge. Okay.
as you mentioned, we could also do some guacamole if you'd like to see some guacamole.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'll update the details for you at home, everyone. Free delivery. This is flying. It is just for our PM viewers with free delivery, so far as I know right now. So 46204, that's free delivery to every postcode right across Australia. And this is one of those things for, if you're shopping for somebody, you know, it's the gift that someone else, you know, they've got everything. You know, mum, dad, grandma, granddad, they've got everything. They've got everything. But they haven't got this.
No.
They haven't got this yet, which is really exciting.
Being one of the first of its kind in the world, I can guarantee they haven't got it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Dom, so done the mash.
Speaking of, you know, your mums and dads and elderly people, we've had a huge amount of feedback from people who are elderly, have maybe a bit of arthritis, are struggling to do the mash, which they've always loved. This just gets rave reviews because it makes it so much easier. And so my mother-in-law loves it.
Yeah, absolutely. My mum will love it. Yeah. What about this? I mean, lumpy guacamole. You could try using the fork. You can't quite do it, can you?
That's right. Look, to do that much, it would take quite a while, and you'd be sitting there fiddling with a fork for a long time, and you're never going to be assured of the good results.
Nothing better than beautiful fresh guacamole.
That's
okay,
right,
so all we've added is a
right.
bit of lemon juice?
Well, a little bit of lemon juice. I'll just make sure that it doesn't jump out of the bowl here, because it's quite a small bowl for you at home so you can see. So let's have a go here.
This is great. What a great Christmas gift for somebody. Even for yourself at home, folks. I mean, guacamole done in literally 10, 20 seconds.
Yeah, with no effort. It's doing all the work for me, so you can see. And give or take, making sure we don't get any loose bits in there, that's done. And again, we just leave it running to clear the bottom of the blade there. And just give it a wipe on the edge there just to get the excess. And as you can see...
That is brilliant. Yeah, minimal waste again.
Very minimal waste.
Minimal waste.
And it just rinses under the tap. Megan made out of a polymer, very slippery polymer. It just washes straight off.
Look at this, folks. Look at that. Now, what are you paying at home? What are you paying at home or the supermarket for something that's packaged? You know, with all the preservatives, artificial colours and flavours. Look, if you get a normal dip out there, avocado dip, they've got all the additives.
Exactly.
Who knows what's in that? You know that this is just beautiful, fresh guacamole. Even at a gourmet deli, you get a fresh one. It's about $8-10.
Absolutely, and of course, because it's fresh, it leads on to. I mean, serve you a small child that. You know, if you've got a toddler or something and you want to do that. Same with bananas, and it's that's the point. Is that when you've made it, you know exactly what's in it. It's been made fresh. There's no preservatives, no colourings, no flavourings. It's ready to go.
That is. Oh my goodness! I've just fallen in love with this product. I'm going to get myself a masher up. Seriously. This is the original. Now, we should point this out, Dom. This is the original. You know, it's patented design.
Absolutely. The rotocone technology is what we came up with after lots of thinking about it and lots of prototypes. It's the only one of its kind, and it does an absolutely brilliant job.
What sort of feedback are you getting from people? Oh, my goodness, this is so good.
This is the great thing. It's one of those products where at first people think, oh, do I really need it? But it's when you've got it, all we get is just amazing feedback. Best mash I've ever had, makes it so much easier, and people are just telling their friends all the time. It's one of those, it's a word of mouth thing. We know the more we get out there, the more we'll sell because it's such a great product.
It is, I have to say. I mean, you know, I didn't really know, I'll be honest, about the metal blade, this normal sort of stick blenders, that they really destroyed the mash, really. They made it a bit gluey.
Just glue it, yeah.
This is smooth, it's creamy, it's delicious. Your mash is going to get delivered for free, and I have to say, the cooking shows on TV, they're going to want to pick up one of these, aren't they? There are a lot of disasters on those shows.
That's right. We've had a lot of caterers...
gluing mashers everywhere.
Yeah, we've had a lot of caterers pick this up because it takes, especially if you're doing large quantities, makes it so easy.
I'd imagine. So now, what have we got next?
Well, this is sweet potato, just as another example. I mean, there's so many lovely ingredients you can add. We've got the parsnips, sweet potato, all the different types. You can do the combinations. Pumpkin, of course, is fantastic. And if you want that sweeter flavour, add the pumpkin. And again, with all of these, you can add flavours on top of those. If you get a pumpkin, and then we can add like a sage butter sauce over the top of it, and it's just beautiful.
Fantastic. Yeah. And obviously, look, I want to let you know, if you want free delivery on this, you've got 23 minutes to get free delivery. 23 minutes, that will be the end of the show. We're promising it for PM viewers only, 46204. Let's hit it up for another mash. This is going to be brilliant.
I'll do it on the angle there so you can see it, because we don't have a glass bowl, but here we go again. So think about how long this would take if you had a standard masher, how hard you'd be working.
Well, imagine with your manual, not even an electric one, exactly a standard spatula style of
absolutely.
masher.
Yeah, it takes a long time, but the frustrating thing about it is not only the time, it's so that when you've finished, you can still be chomping through, and you're going to get lumps. This, you're guaranteed no lumps.
And if you're on a sort of a calorie kind of controlled diet at the moment where you're trying to cut down, on the spuds, sweet potato's been talked about a lot, right?
Absolutely.
As a really good choice to go ahead and, fill yourself up, but it's delicious as well.
Yep.
And the clean-up I love.
And there we go.
Look at that for smooth again. Look, I have to confess here, my classic meal, if I'm going to cook, probably one of my favourites, is meat and 3 veg. Like, I would just absolutely go to town for some lamb chops or some chicken breast or a steak, mash, and some peas, and maybe a bit of corn. Imagine how many millions of households are having mashed spuds every night in Australia.
That's right.
They're a staple, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we eat about 600 or 700 tonnes of potatoes just in Australia alone. And so that's perfectly smooth.
Dom, it's awesome.
Great texture. Yep.
It's awesome.
It is.
Now, what about baby food?
Oh, well, it's just spot on for that.
Look, you've got to try and make more of your own baby food and so forth, right, these days?
Absolutely. Well, it's cheaper, and it's also much more healthy. You know exactly what's in there. And, of course, it does your vegetables, but it also does your sweets. A couple of bananas and some strawberries. Chuck it in there, and you've got lovely dessert for the kids as well. Yep,
you've made it perfectly. The kids can get involved with this as well. Now, smooth and creamy mash in seconds, easy to clean, it's dishwasher safe. Take the effort out of mashing, store it easily, obviously in your drawer as well. No more lumps, no more sticky mess. You are getting this for Christmas. What a perfect gift. I mean, look, it's okay to buy them clothes and this and that, but buying someone something like this, they're going to use it.
Yep. Every time they use it, and it'll be 2 or 3 times a week, they're going to thank you. They're going to think...
Now, what about scones? Can we do scones as well?
Well, with pastry, one of the difficult things with pastry is actually the process of rubbing the butter into the flour. And the reason why it's tricky is that the whole point of when you're rubbing the butter into the flour is not to add any more heat to the butter. So you've got to take the butter straight out of the fridge, add it to the flour, and then you've got to chop it through here. Now, traditionally what you do is either use a knife and cut it through, as you can imagine would take a very, very long time and very difficult to do, or you use a multi-bladed sieve, but it takes a long time, and if you use your fingers to rub it through, you're adding heat all the time, melts the butter, changes the consistency.
So my scones have never worked.
Perhaps. For scones or for like a pastry that you're going to make, your pies or whatever you want, or desserts, this saves so much time.
Now, one of our viewers, Elizabeth, she just called in. She said she's just picked up 2. She's just picked up 2, one for herself and one for her daughter. So well done, Elizabeth. Congratulations. But, okay, so let's talk about sort of the pastry type of things.
Yeah, well, let's have a go. Now, if you've done this before, you know how difficult this can be. So we just add that butter in there and how long it takes. So we're just going to do it here again, very, very quickly.
I love the fact there's no... you just put that on your hand, turn it on. There's no sharp blades.
No, it's safe, so you can get everybody involved in the kitchen.
Kids can use this. I love it. Get them to work finally for you, Mum and Dad. So this is a tough job normally, Doc.
Tough job, and it takes a long time. And look at this. You're getting it perfectly combined. It's taken, I don't know how many seconds, but to do this manually, and the beauty of this, as I said, it's not adding any heat whatsoever. So there we go.
Very good demonstration.
Again, clean up in a flash. We'll just tap that. That's just loose. And we'll just pop that blade out if you want to get any extra. But if you have a look at this here, this is perfectly combined right the way through, even. And then we just add milk and 1 egg to that. Lay it down, I think. And
Sunday afternoon.
You're done.
Why didn't someone come up with this earlier.
Yes.
Hey, I'm done. Well done.
I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, I know. Well done. I have to say, I just want to recap for everybody. This is a patent design. Dom's designed this. And look, you shouldn't be using the heavy hand mixers with blades into mashed potatoes. But what happens with that again, Dom? Refresh my memory.
The steel blades cut the starch grains. They actually break the starch grains. The starch grains are actually contained in what's called amylose. It's the amylose which is that glue-like consistency.
Right.
So you get a sloppy, almost a soup. You get a potato soup, not actually mashed potato. Whereas you can tell with this, you've got...
Oh no, let's have a look at this again.
You're keeping that consistency. It's not getting all soft and gluey. It's actually lovely, textured.
The perfect mash.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. I'm going to say guaranteed because you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee.
That's right.
And, of course, you can go and do your baby foods. You can do scones, you can do the sweet potatoes, the guacamole. But, look, 17 minutes you have to get free delivery. We have under 100 for all of Australia. Go ahead and pick up on this free delivery to every single postcode. Dom, 10 out of 10.
Fantastic. Thank you, Peter.
You so much. That is an impressive device, and you're going to love it at home. And it's only $69.50.
Yep, perfect Christmas present.
Dom, appreciate you coming in.
Fantastic.
To
Thank
TVSN.
You,
brilliant little gift idea. I love these little products. Look, they just change your lives, make it easier. You can go ahead and you can get home on a Wednesday night, make the perfect mash. You can do it with restaurant quality. You can do it smooth, you can do it faster, you can get the best sweet potato mashes, so much you can do with this at under $70 and take advantage of free delivery because that is only for the next 15 minutes. Do not miss out on that. And we've only got 71 now remaining, so do move quickly. And that is dropping fast. We can't promise that free delivery again. We currently have about a 3-minute wait on 13 23 10. We have a bit of a rush on the phones, but hang in there. Do not hang up. You'll go to the end of the queue. If you want to skip that queue, go to Easy Order or Speedy Order. Go to tvsn.com.au. I love the MASHA. That is delicious. The mashed potato, that ain't going anywhere. I'm going to have that tonight for dinner. What a great, great invention. And I have to say, something like that you invent, that you have to feel proud. Well done, Dom, for bringing us that brilliant, brilliant...